Alright guys, I am here with the amazing Kevin Patrick, the founder of ETAN Apparel, the founder when it was actually called Feed Apparel, and he's going to walk us through the whole journey, give us the whole 9 yards and tell us about this beautiful company and all that it looks to achieve. So without further ado, Kev, take it away.
Thanks, Sam. Hi guys. Yeah, well, where do I begin? I mean, ETAN Apparel now 2 years, and when it started 2 years ago, it was actually called Feed Apparel.
Okay.
You know, that's just the name that came straight in my mind, purely on the basis, the whole concept was that for every piece of clothing that we sold, we feed people in need, simple as that, hence why Feed Apparel. I guess the reason why it started is, it was really sad actually. I came across an article and a guy based in South India, catering manager, 5-star hotel, so used to seeing lots of food, serving lots of food, but equally throwing away lots of food, as you do in the hospitality industry. And as he was driving home, he could see there was, as always, lots of homeless people and so on. And one person he saw across from the car, and you could see he was eating something from the floor, but you don't really take much. I mean, but I think, you know, as the car's obviously sort of gone through the traffic and things sort of moved slowly, got closer, and you could see that this poor man, this homeless person, was eating either his own or someone else's, maybe some animals, God knows, but someone's excretion.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And what more can I say? Literally that, and I mean, in this instance, this gentleman just stopped, crashed, cried. He thought, I can't live my life like this. He goes, why the hell am I, making good money? I'm next to, and this homeless man is here. My hotel is here. Like, it's that sort of that proximity, everything. And he said, you know what? So he sold his assets. And then even till today, he's a very simple man, but he's just cooking and cleaning and just looking after this sort of small of homeless people, and just in his town in South India. And that story was so powerful. And he's the impact he's making, and ultimately helping those who are less fortunate. And I think we all have.
How did it impact you?
No, it was tough. It was tough. It wasn't right. It wasn't right, Sam. For me, that was the thing. It was like, how can I be here? I've always asked. I was born and brought up in the UK, but my family, a lot of my family are from South India. So ever since I was a baby, I've always gone back to India, back and forth. So I've grown up, and when I see these two different worlds, I mean, I'm so lucky, right? I'm so lucky. Food, clean water. If I need something, Just Eat, Deliveroo. If I want to cook something, I'll have everything there for cheap, no problem. I'd never go hungry, but that's just crazy to say. But that's how blessed I am. And just very where my family are living and where I go back and forth, you see this happen, you think, I've got to be able to do something.
Yeah, because I mean, again, and well, me and Kev were long friends now. Again, we went to the same University of Surrey, and again, I've known some of your stories of how you've travelled back to India. You were doing this even before you even started ETAN, right? Or Feed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think since 2000 and I was 11 years old when I started doing fundraising for, it was actually a family, or she was an auntie of mine, who even till today runs a small charity helping those less privileged children with educating them and teaching their mums how to do sewing and stuff like that, just providing the basics that she can. And even for her, even after all these years, it's still a struggle. But I started doing like talks at my local church and raising funds, and that's what really sort of first opened my eyes. And I actually remember, this is well before ETAN time, but I remember going back, probably this was maybe, so if I was 11, maybe when I was 14 or 15, so a child, very young, and my auntie called me, she said, okay, but we're just doing a little like a Christmas thing, get together with some of the families. And oh my God, you go in, I went in, and there were people who are older than my mother, or my mother's age, who were literally like coming to my feet and saying, oh, thank you, you're like our God, and we know all the work you've done for us, and thank you for spending time and raising money for us, because otherwise we'd probably be dead or whatever, and you think, oh my God, this is just so, I mean, it's great in some sense of being able to be, but it hurts. Even now I think it just makes you tear up a little bit. Yeah,
and again, and it's messages like that got me so inspired and passionate about what you kind of do with ETAN. You know, why I wanted to really get on board, because again, if you're watching this, you probably have clothes that you purchase just because they look nice, and you probably thought as like the only reason why you bought them was for fashion, And for me, I'd always been thinking, there's so much problems in this world, why aren't we deciding on solutions? And ultimately, again, it comes down to incentives. Like, if we are not given the incentives, people often don't do them. And so what I really loved about ETAN is that you provided that incentive to be able to, give back in some element, still allow people to, achieve their premium fashion look, but actually almost disrupt the whole industry by encouraging people to think about, where is their money ultimately going to, because, and again, this is even how we kind of distinguish it a little bit from other charities, because every item sold feeds someone in need, but it's not just like a small percentage. It's like it's a full amount, and it goes a long way to feeding somebody in London and somebody in India, and the plan is still to take it again worldwide. So you can even select, what kind of country you want to donate it to, because we know how this personally is for people. Hunger is something that is a universally felt thing by all human beings, and so whether it was you raising up and you didn't get the food that you wanted, and on some days you had to go a little bit hungry, or whether it's a case where you come from another country where you just don't have they just don't have the privileges that you have now. So that's what I really love about ETAN, is that it's really looking to stride forwards to fill that gap, which is amazing.
Yeah, and actually one point you've just said there, Sam, just think for every single piece of item that you've ever purchased in your life, or let's just take it to fashion, to clothing, every t-shirt or every pair of jeans or shoes, just imagine if for every piece that you've purchased in your life, if that fed just one person per item, and it happened to each and every one of us. I mean, it's just, why isn't that already happening? That was the realization. And I know there are amazing other businesses doing great things in their own space, but in that fashion sort of area, there wasn't anything that really struck out to me or identified to me, and that's why I wanted to create, and hence why I'm really excited that you've come on board and going to support that, because it's it's hard work, as we know, in terms of building a brand. That's a brand in itself is tough work, but to have that social impact on it as well, and the heart and passion is there, but to have someone who has the same level of passion and understanding for it and wanting to do the same thing, and now to be able to do that together is just even more exciting and exhilarating, to be able to ensure we hit our mission and feed as many people as we can. What more can we ask for?
And again, guys, we obviously can't do this without you. We're actually in the moment right now, we're looking for amazing ambassadors. We call them our legendary ambassadors, because these are going to be the people who shout the name out, who actually indirectly or directly change lives, because they are constantly wearing the brand, they're constantly informing others, and like I said, we also now have like a vegan range as well, and then we're always looking to get our products not just ethically sourced, but also in a way where even the people who are doing the work, they're also being served right as well, because again, like I said, one of the things I'm really passionate about working with Kevin about is really disrupting this market, really changing it so that it's consumer centric, but also the whole journey throughout the whole process is really thought about, so that fashion is something that we can be proud to be associated with. It's not something that it's just something that we worry about at the back of our minds and to try to forget. It's something that actually we can both have fashion and we can both have that social impact, and feed people. So,
absolutely. And the ambassador, on that note of ambassadors, as I've sort of said, or said to myself and to other people, if you love fashion, and equally, but actually more importantly, if you have a true desire and passion to help those in need, help those people in need, but if you're looking for a way to combine it, then that's what ETAN Apparel is all about. So we'd love to hear from those who sort of tick those boxes and want to get involved.
And it's a simple application, guys. Again, just check out the website, see if that might be something that you might be interested in. We'd love to see you in the amazing ETAN wear, and we'd also love to support you on your journey as well. All right, but without further ado, I think that will conclude it. And thank you guys for again checking us out. And again, like our Facebook page, like our Instagram page, check out our website, and then just share the message with somebody else. You know, you never know how far it can spread and how many lives you can touch just by spreading the word ETAN Apparel.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.